Oh, bother.
Have you ever hated someone so much that you would stop at nothing to ruin their life?
What did he do to make them that mad?
Whether they disrespected your fit, your mama, or maybe they just pissed you off. Well, if you can't relate to this, then these anime haters most definitely can. From generational to singular hatred, we're gonna be covering some of the biggest haters in anime history. So load your diss tracks up and get ready to ruin lives as we dive into the biggest haters in anime history.
Girl, shut the fuck up. You thought you ate that?
Alright, we're starting off with an absolute no-brainer.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Geto from JJK. Geto was a simple young man. Him and his duo were at the top of the world. He had the crazy broken curse manipulation technique, and his wingman was literally Jesus. Him and Gojo being the strongest sorcerers already in high school, on their young Sheldon timing. It was all gumdrops and rainbows, until it wasn't. You see, there was a black Air Force demon that was exacting his revenge against all of Jujutsu Society. And you already know that yes, this man is Toji Fushiguro, Megumi's pops and deadbeat dad of the year.
I ain't no deadbeat dad.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is this fateful night that Geto goes down a road of hatred for monkeys.
Okay, monkey!
That's racist!
Okay, whoa, those are his words, not mine.
Monkeys, 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 monkeys.
So basically what happened was, a grown man started beefing with a literal child, worried about every kid but his own. And once he cooked up his plan in the chum bucket, he got to knocking off Gojo. I'm not gonna lie, he pulled a play out of Batman's book, used all the prep time in the world. I know those Tibetan monks are proud right now. After he pulls up on Geto and his girl, he quickscopes Shorty looking like he's trying out for FaZe. This was strike one. Then he tells him he's washed. This is strike two. But then Geto gets turned into a tic-tac-toe board. This is strike three. Yeah, his whole world got turned upside down. Everything he believed was a lie. They were both the top two, not two. And this man Toji just put Geto on a poster. This ass whooping was so generational that Geto lost his mind. How could someone with no cursed energy, no child support payment, and no drip take down the Splash Bros? He decides that because of Toji there is one logical conclusion. Committing a of course.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
You see, Toji did such a number on him that now he views anybody with cursed energy as a monkey. He dedicated his life to bringing them down through the use of his curses and chopped ass Akatsuki he runs around with. Funny enough, the shoe used to be on the other foot. This man used to white knight and virtue signal for non-sorcerers for years before this event transpired. And to make things worse, you got knocked off by a freshman and his girl? Yeah, safe to say that didn't go the way you were planning it. This is dedicated to our one and only generational hater on this list. The one, the only, Dio Brando. So you gotta understand, Dio grew up pretty much shifty and grimy, doing anything to finesse his way to take care of his dad. This is looking like Akasa's backstory all over again. But because the Joestars owe him some bread, Dio moves into the Joestar mansion kinda like the Prince of Bel-Air. And as soon as he got there, he made it his life's work to make sure that Jojo had a terrible life. Mind you, Jojo's family took him in, picked his dusty ass up off the street looking like homeless Squidward.
Spare Coochie, ma'am.
And as repayment, he becomes an absolute scourge on their entire existence. No, not that scourge. I mean, he started hating Jojo immediately. Like, nah, see, Jojo's a better man than me. We would've had to throw the fade right there. Like, nah, stealing the first kiss is crazy. And then this man was bragging about it, moving like Jason Love.
Do you think that you her better than
Jojo?
Well, obviously, yes.
By the way, his father, turns out he was steadily poisoning him over time. Like, nah, he is not Shinobu. And then to make things worse, this man literally becomes a vampire. Completely out of spite. Like, nah, this is not Sinners. You are not Remick, you are not about to bust an Irish jig. Just so he can find some kind of way to transcend Jojo and hate on him for centuries. No Fallout Boy. And the cherry on top of the evil bastard sundae that is Dio, he puts Jonathan inside of a pack when he is nothing more than a head. Pause, that sounded crazy. But Dio was looking like a jack-o'-lantern and he successfully stole Jonathan's body, looking like Captain Ginyu. And then, you know, he comes back to life 100 years later in Jojo's body, all the stands are back, he fights Jotaro, you know the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an absolute juggernaut of pettiness. A Hall of Fame hater in his own right. One of the best to ever do it, Seto Kaiba.
Oh my god, bro, is dick riding all you do?
No, I'm saying, look,
I wish I was exaggerating when I say he gives characters like Reverse Flash and Stinkmeaner a run for their money. Now, all of Kaiba's hate really stems from one spiky-haired teenager, Yugi Muto. When it comes to shonen, he's the epitome of an anime protagonist. Happy and enthusiastic, naive to the horrors of the world and less experienced, and of course, he believes in the heart of the cards. And the power of friendship. Kaiba despises this about Yugi, and stops at nothing to ruin his life any chance he gets. And again, I am not exaggerating. So why does Kaiba hate Yugi so much?
what did he do to make them that mad?
Well, because he defeated him in a child's card game.
The phrase, "it's just a game," is such a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened. Losing.
You see, Yugi defeated Kaiba in a public forum and completely humiliated him, taking his first L ever. Had us shook like Gojo catching his first L. Not only that, but he used his Egyptian powers to mind break Kaiba too.
They break so easily. Feeble human minds.
Essentially creating permanent mental trauma and frying his brain. Remember, this was all over a kid's card game.
That escalated quickly.
Kaiba then uses this as his main motivation to make Yugi's life a living hell. Mind you, he started this whole beef by dueling Yugi's grandpa, taking his blue eyes, and then he rips the card in half in front of them, just so no one can have the cards except for him. Like, bro, you are already rich and own the other three. Save some for the rest of us. Or what about that one time at Duelist Kingdom, when he tried to gaslight Yugi to lose their duel by threatening to unalive himself if he didn't? Looking like Bella in Twilight, talking about some, "I'll jump if you break up with me." He knows how much this will mess with Yugi's pure heart. Not to mention he's using his little brother as a bargaining chip, like he's at the Diamond Casino. Yugi, of course, loses on purpose, and this pisses off Yami to no end.
You're too soft!
He became Yugi's personal CIA agent, watching Yugi through his phone, proving once again there really is no better superpower than having money.
Screw the rules, I have money.
And this battle only happened because Kaiba got his whole corporation jacked by Pegasus. Like, nah, they're overthrowing businesses like the Mishima Zaibatsu. And can we talk about Battle City, because this man was moving different. And he invented a whole citywide tournament with $1 million prize. Kaiba created McDonald's Monopoly, but for duel monsters. And all of this was to prove one thing.
I'm better! I am better!
And to attract a whole bunch of rare hunters so that they can go after Yugi, straight up baiting him in the process. Kinda like what I do to my teammates in Siege. So they were able to hunt down Yugi and find out all the rare cards that he had. Had this man looking like he was in John Wick Chapter 2. This man had Deadpool, Boba Fett, and Lobo hunting down Yugi for the bread. Also, if you even wanted to participate in the duel, you needed to own a duel disc. Yeah, Kaiba also hates the middle class.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
And of course the verbal abuse that Kaiba puts Yugi through.
I don't want to hear another word! You're a disgrace to the game, Yugi!
So yeah, in oh so many words, every role that Kaiba plays in the plot is basically to shit on Yugi, and he wouldn't want it any other way. So there you have it, just a couple of the biggest haters in anime history. Whether their hate was justified, well, that's up for you to decide. But if you've made it this far in the video, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below some of your favorite haters in anime. I know I haven't been that consistent recently on the channel, and I really don't want to let down the people who really come back to watch my videos. So it's gonna be foot on the gas pedal all 2026, and welcome to any new viewers. If you guys have any ideas for videos in the future, comment them down below too. But that's pretty much all I got for today. See you in the next one.